Hello everybody, welcome to CitiesCorp Concept. My name is Sebastian and welcome to another gameplay round, director's cut of the game. Today, as promised in the last episode, I'm going to consider to go into own shops and eventually into own production facilities because my unemployment here went pretty much up. So we should think about doing something about it. Um, before starting, I thought that. So let me put my 10 minutes limit again. Let's see whether I can keep it or not. So, um, but before starting with shops and production, I think the essential note that I wanted to make on this point is because there are also coming feedbacks that there's too much micromanagement involved. Of course, you can play the game also without that much micromanagement in economy by simply building apartments and offices and try to balance this out. So this positions working population against office jobs, but of course your overall earning chances will stay like they are because you will only earn money from rents. You will generate some depreciations, you will face some maintenance costs, and then you will make profit. When you go to shops, you're going to address, or production, you are going to address these positions as well. So this should be something like an additional income for your city. And let's see whether we can handle that. It's of course the riskier part of the game because it is very much about optimizing your shop infrastructure. I guess everybody who works for a company knows that the discussions are all the time about what should we do in a particular pattern and whether does it work properly or not. So this is actually what the game is also all about. And given that we have no shops, so actually there are no shops, there are no production lines. Let's start with something. Frankly speaking, people are also not in a range of a shop, so I will need to find a good location, and most probably I'm going to do it here because it's pretty much in the center and it should reach all the buildings. Um, and yeah, let's start. Do we have not used shops? Yeah, this is just this farming house is here, but the rest should be fine. Empty stocks cannot be the case. So okay, let's get here in. As you can see, I have a minus balance here, but my company is evaluated at 100 million. So actually, my company or my city is evaluated with 100 million. This is related to the values or the assets that I'm having here in terms of real estate and the profits, and they should come, and if you combine this and this position, it should be something at around 100 million. And given that I was pretty generous in spending money, it is simply deducting, so my debts are more or less deducted here as well. So I can play this game for a while with a high negative ratio, and it still will be fine, right? So the point is to increase all the time the funding capacity so that the company will get more powerful and more powerful step by step. So let's create something. And because my city is actually very small, I have 1,200 inhabitants. I should consider something smaller. So of course, I could now go into bigger supermarket. Well, actually, let's do it. Let's do it, and let's play what will happen um, in case I overscale the whole thing. So I am taking out these guys. Let's change the roof to this color, and maybe let's design the building this way. Actually, we have spent a lot of time on designing buildings, but just to recap also the functions, just for show purposes, let's put a glass facade in, and we will build our first supermarket here. I'm saying it's supermarket because at this stage, so before starting production, we should also have an idea about oh, actually we could put it here. We should have also distribution channels. So if you start to produce something, to have a factory, as you know, a factory does not automatically sell. You need also shops. So let's start with the first things first, and these are the shops. Here we are, our shops. Our shop is ready, and let's open the blueprint here. I assigned actually apartments, what is maybe not that good, and let's assign shops. So we are having a shop with 1,700 square meters. Out of that, we are allocating 1,698 square meters to the supermarket, or to the shop plan. Actually, as you know, we could also attach a production to it and start to produce something on their own, but I will skip it for the moment. And yeah, let's start to build something. And first, that thing that I need is a purchasing department. And when I look into it, I could now go into actually during some tutorials, etc. I've been already showing that, but maybe it would be good also to do this as well. And so having a blue department, what means purchasing department. Actually, the hints are already working on that as well. Also, a sales department would be then the next logical step. And based on that, it should take over. Do I buy something? No. Purchasing department, let's do this. Okay. Why isn't he buying anything? Do I have a stop here? People are worried about consumption. Okay, here we are. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, this was actually the case, because for a second the building was looking for access to a road. He thought he has no access to the streets. Okay, so we have our breads, and we started to sell also something. And the point here is actually, and this was something also that I was looking during the development into. Usually you have fixed predefined scales which make life a little bit too easy when playing economic simulators. And my thing was, or my idea was, to make it very scalable. So I opened the purchasing department for actually 9,000 breads. And that's why probably I'm making now a lot of losses, because I'm also hiring a lot of people. 13 jobs. I'm generating with this huge department 13 jobs, and I have 1,200 inhabitants. So meaning having a purchasing with 9,000 breads and 1,200 people in the city, this is a little bit overkill. So I will have to go to make it smaller, and the same here, right? My sales department is for 2,800, which is also fine. But here what I'm seeing is that I'm just based on the demands from the city. I'm just selling 429 breads. This is maybe too much. And based on that, my building makes already losses. Okay. So let's start to find another job. So if you, especially when you start to play the game, you need to of course explore stuff. That's clear. Yeah, now it's working properly. As you can see, it was just a matter of being attached to a street. Let's build something here. Hamburgers, etc. And I personally think that also a good shop. I'm actually already running out of time, so 10 minutes are passing so quickly by. I personally think a very good shop needs also alcohol, you know? Yeah. So, and we will do some vodka here. I'm a big fan of vodka. Okay, I don't. Okay, we should make it. Okay, for those ones who love other liquids, liquors. What about whiskey? But we want also to have people having maybe beer. So you know, being a little bit more non-alcoholic. So getting some food, and probably this is also how you were starting. You know, to start to play the game. You're just plugging in the product, what is pretty cool, I think. And yeah, here we are. So we have our first products in our supermarket. And actually, if I look now at my balance, it costed me a lot of money to establish the shop. And actually, I'm making big losses. I am running operations for 8,000 bottles of beer actually, and just 281 are sold. My stock rotation is very low, so you should head towards 100. So we should maybe consider, just to save some money, to make it a little bit smaller, this department. Yeah, it's still for 4,000. So actually, now I have two options. I could now my beer segment. I mean, one beer costs €4. This is a little bit too much. It's pretty not efficient. So what should I do? I could now raise the price here. Okay, €10 for a beer. I'm still getting, so if you overmake it, people stop buying it. So a beer for €19 is maybe something that, yeah, the sales actually stopped already. So let's wait until, because this is now mixing up. But you can see that I stopped generating revenues. An awesome margin out of €2 purchasing cost going to 19, but people, yeah, it got now reset at my city sheet. So okay, people are not stop buying it. So I need to go for a lower price maybe, and maybe they will buy something. So you have to play around at which price you're going to hook in. Oh, and here we go. And the problem is, even though I'm making very high margin, it's my department is still negative. Oh no, yes, it's getting better. Yeah, I'm making profits. That's cool. So, okay, highly inefficient, but who cares? I mean, I'm earning my money. That's good, and obviously, my inhabitants are loving to drink alcohol. And given that I have a monopoly in the city, I can grant almost any price that I want. I'm generating also a plus on breads. That's cool. So, but this guy is making 200 and this guy is making 8,000. So if I put them together, they are positive. Actually, you can also buy internal pricing. So this price will be charged to this department, and this purchasing price should go up over time. And here we go. It's definitely better to have every department positively, and that's fine. How about the other departments? Okay, they're still very okay. And whiskey. Yeah, but this is a 100 years old whiskey, so you know it's clear. Actually, what did I do? 10? 10. So let's raise the price to 20 maybe. Do I sell something? Yeah, I'm still selling. It's of course high quality stuff. The quality of getting drunk is better. So okay, my vodka is yeah is like it is. My buns here, okay, are still negative. Okay, I think as you can see, it's all about scaling, etc. Let's see what happened. Also, the overall implication on my overall city is the funding capacity is so lala, and my unemployment rate got to 5.7%, what is pretty cool. I generated with this job 72 jobs, what is good. So at this stage, having such a low unemployment rate of 5.7%, as a next step, I should consider to um, put more apartment buildings. My shop at the moment is still negative. This is not good. So the book value is pretty high, but the market value is pretty low. What is not that good. It's significantly below the book value, what is not that good. And this is also an implication. Oh, I should go out. This has an implication on the overall funding capacity. So if I manage to make my shop more profitable, it will get even better. Yeah, we won't build. So yeah. So let's leave it for the moment. So let's look up for that. I think until the next episode, I'm going to fill up the shop with other stuff, what could be bought in a supermarket, and eventually afterwards we could start to produce something for this shop, right? And yeah, let's leave it here. I'm going to make a cut here, and I really hope you liked it. Please leave a comment if you have something to say. Otherwise, leave a like, tell your friends, and yeah, I hope that you are going to follow also the next episode. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Alt F9 to switch off. Yeah.